let's move on to Panthers Chargers. Panthers Chargers. This is the second 4-0-5 game here. Let's see what we are dealing with in the market. So we talked about, and this is a move I make. I love making it. I love when, and I haven't been able to do it here, but I love when a quarterback or a kid in a very big spot in any sport has no idea that he's going to be showcased and highlighted and the lead his team, and finds out 2 minutes before, and he is spectacular. And now he has a week to think about it. Herbert, 22 of 33, 311 yards, touchdown and a pick. He's had a whole week to know that he's the starting quarterback. He does look like a pretty sound kid, and I don't really want to fade him here. Do we know if Kawan Short? I've been trying to figure out if Kawan Short is going to be in the lineup, dealing with this foot injury. The Carolina Panthers defense needs him so badly. 6 rushing scores they've allowed. I mean, they allowed 32 last season. They've already allowed 6. I think their offense can still roll without McCaffrey. And I think Bridgewater's going to step up. And I think this is a letdown spot for the Chargers. But I still haven't been able to pull the trigger on the Chargers. They opened up at -6.5. That's where they stand right now. This total's gone from 44.5 to 43.5. What are you thinking here, Bebsy, Panthers, Chargers?
I mean, I have the same opinion that I did Thursday, which is I'm just scared of this game. I don't know exactly. You and I are lockstep in our opinions of Herbert. Like his first start, the best thing about that was he didn't know. He didn't know he was starting. He comes in without thinking, without getting in his own head. And you're right. He does seem like a sound kid in his draft interviews. Everyone loved him. He said all the right things. He's obviously like an incredible athletic prototype. And the Chargers football team is so good on paper. They always start so slow and then start kicking ass later in the season. I don't know if it's Anthony Lynn. I don't know if it's, they're living that LA life and don't get into game mode until midway through the season. I'm just not at all interested in this game. I want to see what Herbert's like in his second start after he's had time to think about it, and after teams have had some video on him. They can see what he's about. I know it's only one game and you can't get a ton of tape off it, but there's, these guys are geniuses. They'll figure out what he doesn't do right. And then on the other side, I don't agree with you that Christian McCaffrey isn't such a huge blow to this team. Look, he is maybe the most dynamic offensive weapon in football right now. He's a Marshall Faulk type player in that he's a phenomenal receiver and just such an incredibly shifty, elusive running back. Like you took 2 weapons off the offense in that, because you didn't just take away a running back, you took away one of their best receivers. And they still have a ton of talent as far as weapons go, but they got a shaky O-line, and I wonder what they're going to do without McCaffrey. So this is another sit back and watch, figure out a little bit more about these teams before I make any kind of play on them.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, this isn't the Barry Sanders Detroit Lions. But you mentioned that. You said they have a ton of weapons still. They do.
Yeah, I don't think it's Barry Sanders, because Barry Sanders had, that's more Saquon Barkley with the Giants is Barry Sanders. It's Saquon or nothing there. It feels like the Panthers again. This is more like McCaffrey reminds me so much of Marshall Faulk in Marshall Faulk's heyday. He was incredible, and he was so important to that team. Now, you remember Marshall Faulk had a knee injury in one of those Super Bowl run years. I can't remember which one it was, but that offense still made moves because they had a ton of good receivers. And look, the Carolina Panthers still have very good receivers. They still have more. They still have Robbie Anderson. They still have Samuel. Like there's still weapons there. They can still move the ball. And look, I'm a Teddy Bridgewater fan. I hope the best for him, but man, he's such an important piece. McCaffrey is.
I'm off this spot. Is there anything that this is a watch and see how they handle McCaffrey and how Herbert looks as knowing he's the starting quarterback for the week?
To be honest with you, man, like there's sometimes you just want to sit back as a football fan and enjoy learning a bit more about these guys and man, yeah, I want to see what Herbert does in week 2 with a week to thinking about being the starter. And I do want to see. I want to see because now the shift in Carolina has to be to Moore, and I love Moore. I mean, Moore is such an underrated stud as a receiver. He does not get the respect he deserves, and maybe with McCaffrey out, Moore throws up 150 yards this week, and people are like, "Oh wait, hey, we should look more at this guy." Didn't he finish like 4th overall in receiving yards last year? Like the guy can ball.
He certainly can. The wide receiver core looks good, and this is no. I don't mean to disrespect McCaffrey, but Mike Davis and Curtis Samuel, I'm excited to see what they can do. And